Hello everyone, my name is Rehana and I'm the founder of MummyYoga. And today I'm going to bring you my favorite Keep Me Close baby wearing yoga class, wearing this gorgeous Oscha sling in a carrier version. Now this video I want to dedicate and spend time talking first about the safety elements of baby wearing exercise before we go and do a practice together, because it's really important that some of the tips you really use those tips more as your guide and safety points before you do any baby wearing yoga. So the first and foremost I'd say is, if you're not used to slings at all, is to go to your sling library, your local sling library, rather than just on the internet. Definitely engage with all the internet advice and knowledge that is there. But if you can find yourself in the presence of a well-qualified sling library consultant, it's second to none, because they can see you and really work with you, your sling and your baby, and make you confident in using slings. So all of the principles of safe baby wearing apply here. They are given, but make sure that you've got the baby comfortable in the sling. It's the right sling for you, and I will recommend that the slings that you can use for exercise, where you can have your baby more upright across your chest and torso. And the other, a word about wraps. I love wraps. I've got quite a few of them, but I tend to not use them for exercise purposes because you want a bit of space and air movement. So if you've got wraps that go around you, you can become hot, but more importantly, your little baby, who might not be very good at regulating their body temperature, might get rather warm. And certainly if you're doing the exercise in a warm room or in a warm on a warm day, make sure you're well hydrated. You can strip the baby right down to his or her nappy, and you can wear a very lightweight vest or even just a bra. So make sure that you have very few layers on and you're not kind of making your clothing become a barrier. So what are the few important tips to bear in mind when you exercise with baby? Assuming you have the right sling, worn correctly, a couple of postural points here. So make sure that you're wearing the waistband, which is where you're taking most of your baby's weight, is quite comfortably high. Baby is tight and close enough to kiss. So high, tight and close are the most important thing. So tight, not so tight that you're squeezing them and you can't move, and high to the point where you don't feel like you're pregnant again, because remember that the most of your baby's weight will be around their bums and their thighs. So wearing that, the highest weight, the most weight I should say, around where you can kind of really take that weight, which is not your hips but more your torso and waist level, so keeping them high. And then again, close is important, because if your baby's head is further away from you, you will feel that they are heavier. The closer something is to your body, the less you feel heavy with something. So it's like holding something far away and you're going to feel heavy. The closer you bring that thing or baby towards you, the more efficiently you'll be able to hold their weight. So one of the things that people say to me all the time is, oh, I think my baby's too heavy now to do exercise with baby. And then when I kind of watch their posture, invariably some small adjustments where the baby can be high enough, closer, tighter, and just kind of making sure that they're more on your torso as close as they can be, can make a big difference. You can make a big difference in terms of the amount of practice and the length of practice that you can do as well. So the waist is quite high. And then the other thing I want to bring your attention to is the shoulder straps. So they're not neck straps, they're shoulder straps. So make sure that they are on the shoulder, and you know what, when you move, they will, especially if I get my hand up, they will slide into my neck. But that's okay, as long as you know that they're not, you don't want to keep them at your neck. Just adjust them back out to your shoulder. It's perfectly fine to be able to do that. The cross stays a bit lower. It doesn't ride up into your neck and makes you bring your shoulders forward and round your shoulders. Now, the minute you do that, you start to bring baby away from you. So at all points, you want to roll your shoulders back. And if you're doing any kind of movement and baby is moving away from you, instead of you going to the baby, you want to bring baby to you. So some postural element. And also bearing in mind then is the nod of the head. So when you move, baby's head's going to move as well, really fast. Faster than you feel your head, because their head is small. They have to take the same distance as you, much faster, right? So avoiding that, at the same time, you don't want someone holding your head for 20 minutes or an hour either. So the best way then is to use your palms and your hands as a cushion, as a pillow, air cushion. You're creating a little space, if you can see that. So I'm not touching Ruby's head, I'm slightly away. I'm giving them the normal movement that their little necks can take. So their necks are very, the cervical spine is not well developed yet. They still kind of can go extreme with their head there, as their head weighs a lot more. So we're just protecting. Now watch, I can do a very big movement here, and if you can notice, my head moves from one space all the way to the other space, but my baby's head in accordance doesn't kind of make a much faster, because what I'm doing is I'm just going to release. So you're seeing this, that the weight of her head is gently transferring on to my palms and my fingers. So I'm just using the space around her that she can just still move her head, but then she's got the cushion and she won't go any beyond. I can't stress on allowing for baby's movement there more. So make sure that you give baby a bit of movement, but at the same time don't take your hands off. In static postures where you might be able to, you can bring your hands out, off, but when you start to move and sway, make sure that you've got your arms around baby's head there. So just bearing in mind. And then if you're going to kind of bend down, make sure that you've got the head weight taken into your arms as well. We'll talk about more of the specifics as we go into the specific postures, but these are the simple basic tips to bear in mind before you do any kind of baby wearing exercise. But I hope with this important message across and the tips that I've given you, you'll be able to enjoy the class that we've done for you confidently and be able to really bring this practice with your baby as a partnership with your baby rather than worrying too much about the baby. So feel confident, enjoy the practice, and hope you like the little sequence that I've put together just for you in this gorgeous sling. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.